Ladies and gentlemen, we have Les Baer speaking with J.D. Jones, and we kind of slipped up on him here. J.D., I think that's the first time I ever slipped up on you, sir. But you were busy.
I can't believe it.
Now, Les, are you going to chamber these in one of your guns now?
There's usually somebody watching my back.
That's right, but, you know, it happens.
No, we're not going to chamber anything of these in our 1911s, no.
Well, you know, Les Baer makes a superior
I have about
1911.
4-year guns now, right?
At least.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good reference. When Les
Yeah,
Baer says he owns one of J.D.'s guns, that's great. What are you going to show us here?
Okay, this is our new Monolith 1911 45. And we made this special long dust cover, and what we did was mount a light on the bottom of this for like a tactical version. Has a real long, thick dust cover, as you can see on the bottom, and it matches the front of the slide. Goes all the way front.
Well, certainly your guns have such a great reputation for quality.
Well, thank you.
Well deserved. How can someone get one of your catalogs, Les?
Just, you know, call back to the shop and give us your name and address, and we'll send you one out.
So it's Les Baer Custom, and where you're located in?
In Hillsdale, Illinois.
Right. Good to see you.
Thank you.
These are a couple of gentlemen from the First Shot Daewoo Precision Industries. This is the First Shot DP51.
You're looking at a 9mm double action, typical double action, single action. Has a very unique feature. It offers a fast fire, no jerk system. Just push the hammer back down. Very simple operation. Very light can be pushed, dropped into place. Once you have done initial drop down, all you have to do is very lightly squeeze the trigger. It goes into a single action cock. Lightly pull the trigger, the gun fires.
Yes, this is a Dominator pistol. This is built on a 45 frame, and here it is with the scope. And I believe this is a 35 Remington. This still continues to be one of our best-selling items.
Now, friends, we do have a rare treat, and Art Alpin at the SHOT Show is one of the hardest people to catch because he's one of the busiest people here. So many companies are soliciting his time for information or advice, and we're just fortunate that we did catch him here at the booth. So, Art, what are you going to show us there?
Well, thank you, Johnny. I've got a couple things here. We've got some of our rifles on this rack, and we've also got some new cartridge developments, some very exciting cartridge developments that I think will appeal to a wide variety of your listeners. Let me talk about the cartridges first, if I might. Over the last few months, we have significantly expanded our cartridge case making capacity. We can now make cartridges for a wide variety of black powder single shots, bench rest cartridges, and all sorts of other cartridge cases beyond those normally offered by the A Square company. Among these is the 6mm PPC. This is the special bench rest cartridge used by the bench rest shooters throughout the United States. We specifically duplicated in this cartridge case the capacity of the original PPC bench rest cartridge cases, and this is now available through Classic Brass in Massachusetts. We also saw a need for a high-velocity 7mm cartridge, and Lane Simpson from Shooting Times magazine had done some excellent work in the original design and the promotion of the 7mm Shooting Times Western. This cartridge offers significantly enhanced velocity above the 7mm Remington or the 7mm Weatherby. There are a lot of rifles being made for this cartridge, but up until now, the ammunition was purely a Wildcat hand loader sort of thing. We've now standardized the cartridge and are making the brass and the ammunition at A Square. The last new development we've had is called the 416R Chapuis. This is a new type of cartridge that we designed specifically for the Chapuis company in France. They make double rifles, and this cartridge duplicates the ballistics of the 416 Remington, but does it at 20,000 pounds per square inch less of pressure, thereby making this cartridge suitable for a double rifle, whereas the 416 Remington is not. those are our 3 new cartridge developments for this year. We have chambered some of these, like the 7mm Remington, in our rifles, and we continue to offer our full line of rifles, the Hannibal and Caesar model, in a wide variety of calibers. And Johnny, you had mentioned one of the big ones we've got here on the top, 500A square with the scope mounted in the forward position on a quick disconnect unit. And our calibers run all the way down from the 500A square through the 416s, 375s, 338s, and 300s, and 7mm STW. We also make rifles.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bruce Bell with Olympic and one of our good friends, but we also have Brian Schutz over here, and he has that fantastic looking pistol. Tell us about it, Brian.
Well, all it is the recoil system is removed off the back, and we put it up on top here. So now we can shorten the whole system. It still runs gas operated, and it'll shoot in 223, and it will also shoot in 7.62 by 39, and we'll be working on other calibers later. So we have just about anything you want to do with it now.
Now, Dave, what in the world? This is a handgun, isn't it?
This is a handgun. This is a post-ban handgun.
And when you say post-ban, why am I looking at all those holes drilled in the grip and the different parts on the gun?
Well, Johnny, the holes are drilled in the gun to get it below the federally mandated 50-ounce weight limit, as outlined in the crime law. And by drilling the holes in it, we've kept the weight below 50 down to 46 ounces.
No kidding. Now, what caliber is this in, Dave?
This is in 223 Remington. It's got a detachable magazine.
But is there any coincidence that it will use other AR-15 type magazines that might happen to be out there?
Yes, it'll accept any AR-15 magazine.
You just happen to have one handy type thing?
Correct.
Well, you know, we're always for politically incorrect guns, and I think that's great.
Right.
Friends, we're here in the MOA booth with a gentleman named Richard Mertz, and he is the inventor, I believe, and he has a very special handgun in his hand. Richard, tell us about the MOA.
It's a single-shot falling block action pistol, and it's to load it, you drop your hammer back, throw your lever forward, it loads from the rear. It is a changeable barrel system. It's a very strong, very consistently accurate piece of equipment.
Of course, these guns. Well, these guns have really established quite a record in silhouette shooting.
Silhouette shooting, it is the gun to beat now. It has been winning all the major events. The consistent accuracy is what is winning. You don't have to worry about the repeatability. It's there. And today's shooting, as competitive as it is, you need every shot to count. And this is where the repeatability comes in. It's just it's been winning big. We're trying to now get into more of the hunting aspect of it. And it's really unique in hunting because a lot of your cartridges, a lot of your old favorites like the 250 Savage or the 243, you can use in the gun. You can just go right out and buy the factory ammo. You don't have to do any special wildcatting. Bring it down to size so that the action can take it. The action is very, very strong. And with the changeable barrel system, if you want a gun that you can hunt fair with, you can get a load that you can hunt fair with. We'll go all the way up to where you can create as much as 3,000 pounds of energy in muzzle. Or you can go down to a 17 caliber or a 22 caliber and shoot prairie dogs. It is a very unique pistol. Like I said, it's very strong. Just good, repeatable accuracy.
Folks, we're here with Jimmy Clark Jr. from Clark Custom Guns today. And Jimmy's going to talk a little bit about his new exciting caliber, the 460 Rowan. Johnny, I believe, is the instrumental person in developing the 460, and of course, Jimmy Clark Jr. is the man that's building the drop-in conversion kits for the 1911. Jimmy, tell us a little bit about the 460 Rowan. I know it's an exciting new cartridge.
It is, and we've been real happy with the results and actually surprised by the results of what the cartridge will do. For the first time, it would allow you to hunt what I would consider deer-sized game with a 45 automatic or a 1911 style pistol and do a adequate job. Of course, some states have power factors that they have to meet, and I think this will do that.
When you're speaking about adequate job, what type of ballistics, what weight bullet, and what type of ballistics can we achieve out of the 1911 with this new cartridge?
Should be able to get 1550 with a 185 fairly easily.
Sounds real good.
In fact, sometimes a little higher.
Yeah, that sounds like it has plenty of punch for the job at hand. Of course, it would be good wild boar, stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, good. All right. How about show us a little bit about the drop-in conversion? How easy is it to do, Jimmy? What can we do to convert your gun?
This is a true drop-in conversion. All you have to do is take your existing 1911 and replace your barrel. The bushing's on here. We do have a spring kit that comes with it, a heavier recoil spring, heavier firing pin spring, and a spring guide.
Do we have to have another magazine for your 1911?
The existing magazine works. Your existing loading dies work. It's just a hard package to beat.
There's nothing that we have to do other than the drop-in kit for the 460 Rowan.
The drop-in kit will go right in your gun and you're set to go.
Sounds like a winner to me, and I'll tell you what, another thing, I believe we're going to be chambering it in a revolver.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that true?
You bet you.
Okay.
Just happen to have. This is a Smith & Wesson 625 that has been rechambered for the 460 Rowan.
Fantastic.
Again, the performance, I wouldn't be afraid to hunt any North American game with it pretty much.
I think I'll be able to try it out. I'm going to have one built by Johnny and you, and of course I've got to get one. I've got to try one out. I'm all excited about this.
You bet.
Hey, thanks a lot, Jimmy. I appreciate your time and appreciate your effort, and I appreciate Johnny Rowland and the Shooting Show for the effort they've done on the behalf of shooters and hunters all across America and all across our land.
Blackie, let me squeeze in here. Friends, this is the carbine. Olympic is making this for us. Olympic Arms, it has a 30-round magazine, goes on your AR-15. You can get that through Clark, certainly through us here at the program. And if you already have an AR-15, a Colt, or whatever other brand, just the two cross pins there, and it goes right on. They have the excellent Uzi magazines with conversion. And I tell you, I can hardly wait to get this one home.
Johnny, when is this going to be available? It's available right now. What does a person have to do to get the conversion for the 1911 or for the rifle?
You know, Blackie, it almost sounds like we rehearsed this, but we hadn't.
You never.
Not a dog.
Believe me, folks, Johnny never rehearses anything.
Well, send the money, because the upper for the AR-15, hey, it doesn't have to. You don't have to have an FFL on our 460 kit for the 1911. No FFL required. We can mail this to your house.
Hey, this is a great opportunity for anybody that wants to convert.
You don't have to get Bill Clinton's permission. You don't have to get Janet Reno's permission. You don't have to get anybody's permission, just your bank, I guess.
As far as I'm concerned, Johnny Rowland's permission is enough for me.
Works for me. Me and Blackie say you can have one, friend. Just send the doggone check.
Yes, indeed.
But it is here now, and of course the guns with frames, that's what you have to register and all. But for the kits and the upper for the AR-15, including magazine, in our new 460 caliber, hey, we can send it to your house. Slick, huh?
Thank you, Johnny.
This is a booth called Shorty. It's an unusual gun that we haven't seen before, made in Germany. And while we're arguing here on who's going to do the explanation, show us what's different about your gun. So it is a grip, slide action grip. Well, it certainly looks neat. Interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. We're showing very nicely done. What calibers, what chambering?
We have a wide variety from 243 Winchester to 416 Remington.
243 Winchester to 416 Remington. My goodness. Looks like a very strong action. Who is this available through?
In the States, it will be available from the beginning of May on.
Who's going to have it?
Our agent here is the firm Intratex.
Intratec. Intratex, okay. Well, we certainly wish you a lot of luck. We appreciate you showing it to us. This is Knight's Manufacturing Company. They have some very fine AR-15 type guns. This is something new. This is a semi-automatic in 50 Browning, and is the most interesting looking piece. We're looking forward to testing that on the program at some point.
Well, it comes with
This is Marty Liggins, who a lot of you know. Marty has been in the shooting industry for many years and is always up to some good cause, and he's holding one of our 460 Roland cartridges. And Marty, what was that you said?
If you're Barney Fife, that's all you need.
Because one bullet will do the work of a whole bunch of them in anybody else's gun. Save our bullet there, Marty. Thank you very much. This is the Blazer straight pull
Receiver, stop, all the same.
rifle.
You get any caliber you want for it. Just buy another barrel. The barrel's about $600. In other words, you can shoot the same rifle no matter what game you shoot.
This is the straight pull action. Yep. Am I correct?
Very,
Straight
very
pull
cool.
action.
Yeah, it's I believe it's five lucky lugs or 3 lucky lugs.
It's now.
Locks up
Every time you
360.
close the bolt, you headspace that individual cartridge. So you're headspacing. No other rifle does that, but the collar makes it possible. So interchangeable barrels, 2250, 22-250 up to 416. Just 2 different bolt heads to handle everything.
And the barrels are about how many dollars?
Retails about 5 at the barrel. Barrels are all made from German S60 machine gun steel. Then they're treated with a gas coating. These barrels are actually impervious to salt water, any type of corrosion you want. And quite frankly, it's harder. No, it's
I
not
can't stand that.
I can sharpen the knife. This is hard enough that I can sharpen the knife. It's a $5,000
Friends,
rifle.
wait, this is
Can I
not
do
a
that?
joke. He was scraping a knife blade along the barrel.
Very unique rifle.
The one tough finish.
It's on firing position right now. Straight pull rifle.
What pound trigger?
About 3.5 or 4.
3.5?
Yeah. And
What's retail? What's retail on these guns?
They start at $14.95, and a synthetic one that's over there, $17.95, and then depending on how deluxe and fancy you get it.
But you can buy extra barrels for the same
My
action.
extra barrels are totally interchangeable.